slash induction to Coaches Hall of Fame this year. Used to be the former coach at Paris High School. He coached at Paris for 12 seasons, 6 as an assistant before coming to head coach 6 years after that. When Terrence Brooks took over Paris High School, Judy Cox was there for a second term, and she was trying to rebuild Paris's program because at one time Paris's program was horrible. No, when I say that, I mean they was way, you can't even get that far down. It was so bad they had to drop the program in 1995 where they didn't play girls basketball all in Paris. And Terrence Brooks was doing AAU or whatever he was doing back in the elementary kids. He was trying to help the program build back up. And when Judy stepped down, she said, I will only step down if Terrence gets the job. And so I kind of helped that out a lot, like, Terrence probably needs to be here. And Terrence did take over the Paris job, and obviously some of y'all in the region, y'all know what those Paris teams did. As Coach High said, when you play Paris, you better be ready to come to play because they was going to play defense. I mean, we never could shoot anyway, so that was that. You don't have to worry about that. Of course, this first year team, they could shoot the basketball with Natalie Tubbs and Taylor Grisman and that bunch. They really did shoot the basketball. After that, they were all about defense. When Terrence's team won the state tournament his first year in 2004, I mean, it was so exciting that you just didn't believe it. Small, tiny Paris High School, just 9 years before that, didn't even have a program. And then they come out when Terrence gets there that first year and they win the state title. And then the next year they was talking about the Campbell County game with Mason County and Montgomery County in the finals. We lost to Mason County in the semifinals. I don't know why, I still don't. And Montgomery County shouldn't have won it that year. I think I had some things to say to Terrence after that year. But Terrence coached the Paris for 6 years. He won 105 games and they lost 71. But out of those 71 games they lost, 57 came from schools that was 5A or higher. 5A and Class 6A schools. Remember Terrence's second year, I went over there. Terrence and I talked all the time. I went over, I said, Terrence, we need to get our team out there a little bit. You need to beef up the schedule. Play those teams like Montgomery County play. Beef up the schedule. He said, okay, I'll do it for you, Doc. I'll do it for you. So we go out there, and he scheduled, at the time, Henry Clay was ranked like #2 in the state. Manuel was probably #1 in the state. Then we go play in the 5th, 3rd holiday class at Election Camp. I said, Terrence, what are you doing? I said, we can't make it so team. He said, you set up the schedule. I said, yeah, but not that much. A little at a time, a little at a time. So we did up the schedule, and then, of course, that one year we finished, we won the consolation bracket at the 5th, 3rd holiday tournament, and we were just a small Class A school, but he took pride in what he was doing while he was at Paris High School. Coach Kels from Bracken County called, at that time, the All-A 10th Region, the Terrence Brooks invitation. And reason being, his 6 years at Paris, they never lost an All-A 10th Region tournament game. They won 6 straight. And in 2018, we're All-A state runners-up. And 2 more teams went to All-A state semifinal. He has some great defensive teams. 3 of his teams were among the top 5 in the state each year as far as points allowed per game. Like K. Monday was at Pillman County. They was only giving up 36 and 37 points per game. I know we played Montgomery County. They was averaging probably 70 points per game. But when you play against Paris, you weren't going to get 70 points per game. I still remember Janie took over for Paris and Montgomery County scored 70 points on that one time. I still remember she finally was like, well, I'm glad we finally got the score. Because they got the chance to run up and down the floor. But Terrence's team, he wanted to play defense. The year they went to the All-A state finals, they beat some team 26 to 22. And all you can hear people say, that's ugly basketball. I don't like that. Well, like I tell people, I'd rather take an ugly win than a pretty loss. Because that means you got an ugly win, you moving on. If you got a pretty loss, well, you doing like little niggas more and you staying home. You trying to get out here today. But Terrence, when he was at Paris, he was 10th Region Coach of the Year 2 years. Like I said, 3 of his 6 teams ranked among the top 25 in the state. Despite being a small Class A school, Paris played against a lot of big-time schools. And I think one of his biggest wins came into the Kentucky Challenge at Lexington Catholic High School when we played a team called Villa Maria Academy out of Pennsylvania. At that time, they were the #1 ranked team in the state of Pennsylvania, and we beat them in double overtime. And I don't think it was one of his better teams. It's just the way he became a coach. Out of 176 games, like I said, under Coach Brooks, the Lady House played 84 teams were Class 5A or Class 6A. When you stepped on the court and played against Paris, you better be ready for some tough defense, in-your-face defense. That's how he coached. Terrence has since moved on and become the coach of Berea College. And like I said, Morgan will be playing for him next year. It's an honor to actually work with coaches in the 10th region. It was an honor to work with Coach Brooks while he at Paris. I mean, I don't know why he didn't put me on the staff. I thought I could do the job he was doing as well. So since he didn't put me on the staff, I went on to talk about him in the paper. And I did a great job of that. I remember the one year Paris went down to Bracken County. It was Coach Kelsey's first year there. He didn't know he was undefeated against Terrence, so he felt kind of good. We lost to Bracken County. It was ugly. I think they had us like 19-7 at halftime. I mean, it was horrible. And we went home. We got beat like 34-27 or 28 like that. And me and assistant coach Aaron Speaks, we always had the same seat on the bus. He looks at me, and I look at him. I said, And then Terrence turns around. And he said, "We're going to win all A." So I sat there listening to Terrence, and he said that. He said, "We're going to win the all A." And I remember I called Terrence, and I said, "Terrence, did you not see that game at Bracken County? Are you serious? You really think we're going to win the all A tournament? We're going to Richmond." But that was the mindset he had, because 2 weeks later, we were going to Richmond. That's how his teams played. He knew that they could go out there and give that 110%, they would make it happen. At this time, we would like to introduce into the Coaches 10th Region Hall of Fame, former Paris coach, Terrence Brooks. Don't say something. You know you can say something. See, that's what I'm talking about.
I just want to say thank you to the 10th Region coaches for voting for me on this award. You know, I share this award with my assistant coaches. I have 3 of them here. One coach couldn't make it today. Aaron Speaks, Chet Mitchell, and Chet Miller, and Andouille French. Cal Fowler couldn't make it today. He had a soccer game this morning. But you know, it was good. You know, I've always wanted to be a coach. You know, we made sure our kids took pride in what they were doing, being a small school. You know, Ivan always tried to keep us in line. But, you know, we had our days where you know, we had a good time. But when our kids played, we expected to be the best. We wanted to play the best and try to beat the best. So, again, I thank the coaches and